Welcome back. It is 6:24 on Daybreak, and the weather's been perfect for outdoor activities like maybe going for a hike along the Niagara Gorge trails. But what you might not know is that those trails are actually pathways to history.
Yeah, and this morning we're going to follow those paths and with the unknown story of the long-lost Niagara Great Gorge Railroad. For 40 years, it was one of Niagara's biggest attractions.
If you were an adventure seeker and you were looking for a thrill ride, you'd come to Niagara Falls and hop on the Niagara Great Gorge route trolley.
And bits of it are still visible today. Most of the Gorge Trail system, for example. Plus these foundations for a bridge which once spanned this ravine at Art Park.
There was a station in Niagara Falls, New York, and then it would go across the suspension bridge, come down the Canadian side along where the parkway would be today, across the Lewiston-Queenston suspension bridge to Lewiston, and then back to Niagara Falls. So it was an international loop.
And an international draw.
A lot of people at the time thought it was more fun than looking at the falls itself.
The thrills even attracted a president.
It could accommodate up to 17,000 people a day, and it did. It was capacity.
Yes, that's William McKinley. On September 6, 1901, he spent the morning riding the train on the U.S. side before headed back to Buffalo. Yes, that was the same day he was gunned down at the Pan Am Exposition.
It was a ride of a lifetime. If you survived, the fact is that by 1917, 25 people had already died on the ride.
The train ride itself was mired with derailments that led to several drownings in the rapids.
You had a sheer cliff on one side, you had the rapids that you could practically hold your hand out and touch on the other, and it was just so exciting people couldn't help themselves.
And ultimately, it was the terrain that did the Niagara Gorge line in, as a rock slide took out about 200 feet of tracks. Its last run, September 17th, 1935. 90 years ago this week. And the anniversary of that rock slide was yesterday, the 17th.
Just fascinating. And I had no idea that those train tracks or that ride existed.
Yeah, and you think about it, how close you can get to the Whirlpool Rapids when you walk all the way down.
Yeah.
The train was going right there. Yeah, well, that's why it's not running anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a little dangerous, right?